This is Dan Gonzalez and Joey Adams from Cakewalk HQ. We're here today to show you guys some differences between our previous program, Sonar X3 Producer, and our current program, Sonar Platinum. Like I said, my name is Dan Gonzalez. I'm a product manager here at Cakewalk, and I'll be running Sonar X3. Hold up the box for you so you can see that. That's the famous or infamous Sonar X3 Producer. And Joey, what do you got for us?
Today I'm using Sonar Platinum. I don't know which computer screen has the camera on, so here's both of them.
Just to show it to both of them because we're like in
there
surround
we go.
sound, surround video, live
I
talking.
think it's this one. Beautiful box.
Yeah, it's really dark, really dark. Anyways, so today we were going to show you a new feature inside of Sonar Platinum, and we're going to show you kind of what it does inside of that, inside of the new program, and we're also going to show you what it's kind of improving. To do that, we're going to have two screens. One's going to have Sonar X3 running on it, and the other one's going to have Sonar Platinum running on it. Basically, I'm going to show you some improvements of how the actual, how this feature has affected the evolution of Sonar Platinum. So what are we showing today, Joey, that we want our viewers to kind of geek out on?
Well, today we're going to talk about the way we're introducing a new track into Sonar. I'll be showing the new Add Track button, which is a really speedy addition to Sonar. It's one of those things where you kind of look at it and go, "Oh, that's cool, whatever," and then you find yourself using it constantly. So it's really made a drastic improvement in my workflow in just the past couple of weeks.
If you go over to my screen right here, you'll see that this is Sonar X3 Producer, but right now, let's say you're a first-time user. When you look at this interface, you're like, okay, this is a really, it's an empty interface. I got some tracks down here. Those look like tracks. They're blue. That's cool. And yeah, I don't really, there's no real button or add button anywhere. I mean, you can go over here, click on synth, but that's also blank. And there's this add button right here, insert synth, and now I'm menu diving. And I don't know, maybe these are instruments. Oh yeah, those are instruments. But then we were met with this dialogue, and it's like, what is this dialogue?
It's a bit cryptic.
It's pretty cryptic. Yeah, you've got simple instrument track, first synth audio output, all synth audio output stereo, all synth audio outputs mono. Like, it's pretty cryptic stuff. Maybe if you get to this point, you hit OK, and you wait around, and boom, there you go. You have a track. And for me, I know to click on that to open up the window, which is great. But we're finally here. We've kind of traversed the entire interface, gone through like 14 menus, and opened up a dialogue to try and figure out how to insert this track. Have we improved this at all?
Drastically so.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Yeah.
Let's show everybody what we've done to improve this.
Absolutely. So to do pretty much the same thing you just did, just to kind of start there, I'm going to find that exact synth. What was it? SI Electric Piano.
Yep.
And I'm going to click Create. And there it is. Oh, and I had the virtual controller set up to open, but that's okay.
Wow.
That's pretty much.
So you can actually open the virtual controller too?
Yeah. There's let me show you. There's a little light blue button here. You can check it or uncheck it, tick it or untick it, I guess. And when you create the track, it's going to actually bring up this keyboard that you can click on it, and that'll actually generate sound, or you can use your QWERTY keyboard to basically play piano.
Ah, the musical typing. I love that.
Yes. Yeah,
it's like an
really
art.
cool.
That's like an art in itself, musical typing. Like, I've actually tried performing on a keyboard before, and it's gone terribly wrong most of the time.
I bet it has. Plus, the musical language, instead of going from A to G, goes from A to Z, and that's just a whole other thing.
And that makes so much sense. Yeah, it's perfect. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I actually do not have any virtual keyboard inside of Sonar X3. That's right. Go to the Views menu up here on my screen, and we actually introduced that virtual keyboard. I can't remember how long ago we introduced that. It was earlier. It was sometime 2015 in Sonar Platinum. But yeah, no, it's perfect it's one of those things where it just kind of makes Sonar's interface a lot more inviting. You basically streamline the entire process of adding a track. If I'm not mistaken, you could hit record in there. you could insert it inside. Like, well, there were some other advanced settings. Joey, can you show everybody at home what's going on with those advanced settings? Because I know some people maybe they won't go into those settings, maybe they will. What's the benefit of those? What's in there?
Right. So just to backtrack for a quick second, like you said, you can record enable the track right out of the box.
That's
just
rad.
tick that box that says record enable.
Yeah.
Pretty intuitive. And so when the track actually is created, it will be, red. It'll be ready to track.
Yep.
So yeah, down here in advanced, we have create folder, and that's basically for any time that you want to have a little bit more organizational structure to your project.
Yeah.
So if you're creating, like, say, you can actually create 10 tracks or as many as 99 in this box here. And when you create them, say they're all synth tracks, you want them to be in a synth folder, you can tick this create folder box, and they'll all be in a collapsible folder. It's really helpful for organization.
Wow. So when you click the create button, that synth is going to insert in a folder?
Correct. So I only have 10 here. I think this will be fun. I'm going to create 10 tracks really quickly, and you can see that I can.
Wow! Oh my God!
They're all record enabled.
Hold on. Let me repeat that process inside of Sonar X3, just so that everybody at home can see what's happening here. So I literally have to go in and insert multiple instances and go through this process. It looks like this is the cleanest way to do it. Actually, I'm gonna insert another instrument, and then it's taking a while. Oh no. Okay, and then record enable, and I'm only at 3, and that took about 10 seconds longer than what you just did right there. Oh, the best part is inserting in a folder, new track folder. There we go. So
that was pretty quick. I give you that.
The track folder was cool, yeah, but you got to know that it's a right-click folder, and you have to highlight all your tracks in order to do that. So yeah, you can see that inside of Sonar Platinum, it's pretty quick to insert tracks. Like, you inserted 11 instances, or was it 10 instances of SI electric piano in like a fraction of a second?
Indeed.
How fast? So have we done any improvements to adding tracks in general, like the speed of adding tracks? Because it seems like yours is way snappier than Sonar X3 Producer.
Sure. Let's have a little race here. I think we've done this in the past, but if you go to insert and go to insert multiple tracks.
Okay.
And put 99 in the audio track count.
Okay.
And 0 in the MIDI.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing with the add track menu.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1,
go.
I'm done.
Oh no, I'm at 20. I'm in the 30s. He's in the 40s.
And I'll be honest, this computer is not exactly Speed Racer over here. So
he's in the, I don't even know where he is right now. It's just, it's done.
All right.
It's done. I got there.
Okay.
And the 97th track was a MIDI track. Why? I don't know why that happened, but that's all right. Wow. So that's significantly improved. What, like, does that, so that's all tracks across the board inside of Sonar Platinum, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
Wow. So we've not only improved the method for adding tracks, you can see on my screen when you hit the undo button how fast it steps through everything. Dang. That is crazy. I don't know if you can see this, Joey.
Yeah, it's working madly backwards.
That's crazy. Anyway, so not only have we improved that method, that technology, but we've also completely added a new way to insert tracks inside of Sonar. Can you do MIDI tracks in this new add track button? I didn't really see anything that was relating to MIDI tracks.
Sure. So we'll go back to instrument over here. I'm going to turn off all these extra options just for now. If you choose MIDI only from this instrument menu.
Oh, okay.
It's basically so you can route the MIDI track to an external synth.
Oh, I gotcha.
As you know, MIDI by itself is not going to create any sound.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So yeah. So it's totally possible. It's just the last item in this instrument list here.
Very cool. Now, I know a lot of guys, myself included, when I'm recording inside of when I'm recording inside of Sonar, when I insert, the one thing I do know about this menu, and the reason why I do use it, is to separate the MIDI tracks from the actual audio tracks. Because like when I'm working on drums, or I'm working on like, a synth that has multiple outputs, what I'll do is I'll go to Sonar's insert menu, and I'll go to like session drummer, right? And what I'll do is instead of instead of having one simple instrument track, since it's drums, I like to what I like to do is I like to split up all the tracks and set their inputs and
Sure.
mix it like a real drum set. So what I would do is I'd set it to all synth audio outputs mono with
Hmm.
MIDI source, and then when I
Hmm.
insert that, what it does is inserts the synth and it inserts all of the tracks associated with that for each individual output. I did mono tracks. Can you do that inside of this add track?
Yeah, and it's actually a little bit easier to pick out. It's going to be one of these advanced options here. Nope,
Oh,
that's a
I see.
lie.
Well, that's cool. Dude, that's way easier to read than first or all synth audio outputs mono. That's for sure.
Indeed. So, okay, I realized my mistake here. I have to actually pick a synth. So, sorry, which drum synth did you use?
I just
Session
use
drummer?
Session Drummer.
Okay, perfect. So what you'll want to do is split instrument tracks. So you're going to have the MIDI track and then the actual synth output. And all mono, same exact thing you did. And create, and we are building tracks. These should all pop up. There we go.
Wow, that was quick. That's awesome, man. So
Yeah,
we've kind of kept all the powerhouse features of inserting synths and audio tracks. We've just kind of introduced them in a simpler format, right?
exactly.
That's pretty cool.
We haven't really looked at the audio too much. So I'd like to cover that if it's all right.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
So when you insert an instrument, typically it's automatically set to input monitor.
Okay.
When you insert audio, let's say you're miking up your guitar amp and you just want to hear it right away.
Yeah.
One of the cool things is we can turn on input monitoring with this little blue checkbox here. And that usually goes hand in hand with record enable. So when we create the track, it's automatically see this red and blue
Oh yeah.
little buttons here.
Yeah, totally.
It's automatically good if I'm playing a guitar right now and I strum my chords and my amps blasting in the room. It will be ready to go on Sonar as well.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it literally was open the add button, click two boxes, hit create, and then you're ready to record. That's it.
Right.
Wow.
And if I remember correctly, that's not something you can do in X3. I don't believe you can have it so that the track is record enabled and ready to go.
Oh, no, no, no. The
automatically.
way you do it in X3 is you, for me at least, I right click, insert audio track. Since it's the first track in this, oh, that was MIDI track. Insert audio track, click input echo, and then click record enable. Yep.
Right.
And then I hit the actual record button. So yeah,
Right.
it's a longer process. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's nothing too cumbersome, but it definitely slows you down. You don't want anything getting in the way when you're inspired and you just want to play.
So Joey, if I'm not mistaken, when I saw you clicking around earlier, I saw an insert instrument option in the right click menu in the blank track pane, right?
Yeah, correct.
What does that do?
So if I click that, it's actually going to open the add track menu. I think that's going to make it a lot easier
That's
than
awesome.
going through that giant menu that you pulled up earlier.
That's really cool.
Yep.
That's really cool. I like that. That's one thing I was always wondering. Like, we have insert audio track, we have insert MIDI track. Why don't we have insert instrument? I feel like that's what a lot of people really will dig into.
Yeah, and it's going to save you the time of having to, route the MIDI track into the instrument that's over there on the synth track or the synth pane over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a time saver.
That's some really cool functionality inside of Sonar Platinum that we're going to be introducing in the next month. I'm stoked about this feature, especially for the users that are first getting to know the software. It's going to help, I think, a lot of guys get going quickly, get going with their songs, get going with recording, whatever you have. The menu seems flexible enough for the power users, but also simple enough for the actual first time users. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, I was excited for the new feature for the new users, like you said, but I find myself using this constantly now. It's just so much easier. It's right there. You don't have to do any kind of menu diving or anything like that. It's much faster now.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Well, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. We're going to sign off, and we'll see you guys next week with our next feature or next topic or next hilarious session of us just hanging out, talking to you guys about Sonar. So without further ado, my name is Dan Gonzalez,
And I'm Joey Adams.
and we'll see you guys next week on Cake Talk. Later.
Later.
This episode of Cake Talk is brought to you by Sonar Platinum user Ilan Bluestone. He's blowing up the charts right now with his latest track, Bigger Than Love, which was produced 100% inside of Sonar. You can catch him on tour in California and Canada in the next couple weeks. And if you want to check out his music, go to Spotify or SoundCloud, and of course, visit his website at www.ilanbluestone.com.